Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Temple of Technology. I'm your host, the Idiot with a Microphone, also known as Scott James Magner. Today I'm wearing my very spiff JLab Rewind Bluetooth headset because I have a lot of stuff to go over, and this video is actually going to take a while to do. I'm going to have to hit pause a couple times. It's a little easier to control the volume and sound levels if I've got the headphones on. So today we are going to unpack a standing desk and a pedestal. The first of two pedestals. There were supposed to be two, but there's only one because in the amount of time it took me to order the pedestal, it's sold out. And it's going to be a week and a half before the other one gets here. But today we're going to do some extreme unboxing and we're going to get the standing desk conversion set up and at least unpack the pedestal, get some measurements from the box here. It looks like we've got what we need. So that's my 1 minute intro, and now on with the show. So first up, I need to clean the desk a little bit. This is Lindsay's, I believe it's a Hemnes desk. We got it a few years ago, back when we shared an office from the IKEA. Oh, Siri, no one's talking to you. So it's got this hutch, right? And the hutch is the issue at hand because this hutch is fairly well constructed. I can't just lift it up and hang it as a floating piece. Will you shut up? No one's talking to you, Siri. Nobody. Okay. So this hutch is very solidly built and it is storing a bunch of stuff. And we like that. We like having that stuff stored. But we need to make some room for the standing desk because this center area is just not big enough and it's not tall enough to accommodate everything that we need. So first up, I'm going to clear some room. I'm going to move these peripherals out, which is made easy because of several things. One of which is that stand that we've got Lindsay's work laptop on. It is actually a powered USB hub, and all these peripherals are plugged into that. So all I need to do, I don't even have to disconnect anything. I simply need to move it off to the side, which is what I'm doing now. So here is the keyboard I bought at the beginning of last year's quarantine. Lindsay's been using it. It's a very good mechanical keyboard. It's simply too long for my purposes on my other desk. There are a few bits of cabling in here to worry about, but we'll get it all squared away. This is Lindsay's trackball. She really likes the trackball mouse here. I don't like them at all. I don't think they are responsive enough for my needs. And in general, I don't like trackballs. I have big fat fingers, and they don't do all the fat fingering things that I want them to do. So that is all the room I need to make. We're going to move her post-its over here, but they are important post-its. Nobody pay attention to anything that may be on those post-its. And we are going to clear up this monitor area a little bit. I bought this monitor for Lindsay very early in the pandemic. It is a great Acer monitor. It is an HD monitor. Believe it or not, it's the best monitor in the house. There's some debate over that because I have some really nice monitors in the other room. But in general, this is the best monitor I think that we have in the house. And it may remain so. Alright, that's unplugged. We're ready to go with that whenever we need to. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to open up this hutch that I bought. It's not actually a hutch, it's a pedestal. And this pedestal is one of two that we purchased, as I mentioned in the introduction. That introduction may or may not be appended to this video, but we'll find out. So, an unassuming box. We're doing okay. This thing was ludicrously expensive, so I'm hoping that it is actually solidly constructed. I believe so. I think this thing came to me constructed. I'm not going to have to do anything to get it back into shape. Look at that. That's nice. Got these corners on here to make sure that the item within does not get messed up. Solid construction. Y'all know how much I like boxes. Get a good view of that there. Yes, indeed. So we got a decent wood grain. It's not the exact birch finish that we have here on this hemness, but it is a good finish. And I think it's going to do well for our purposes. Okay. It's a very solid pedestal, and it's going to give us a few inches of lift. There are no further instructions in this box, so we can ignore it for now. And I have to go get one more tool to make sure that things are working out okay. I'll keep talking to you all the while because that's what Bluetooth does. That's what Bluetooth do. All right. I had to buy this thing blind, right? There's no Amazon showroom I can go to, especially for this furniture, which is not actually sold by Amazon. But I did a couple measurements. I got the tape measure out. I did my due diligence. This tape is annoying me, but it's solidly taped. You know, it's not going anywhere. Okay. So my estimates were that I was going to need 8 inches of lift, roughly 8 inches of lift, to get us the clearance we need to get around this shelf and in general. So what we have here is just under 6 inches of lift. It's not the worst, but more importantly, this thing is a solid. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. It's got nice shelves here. You don't need to put knobs on them. It is more than a foot wide. If I could put another 2 inches on now, we'll call it 14 inches. And it is 10.5 inches deep. That's an important measurement because this hutch is 9 inches deep, and this hutch is about 15 inches wide. So it's not 100% what we wanted, but we're going to get solid support on this thing. And just to ensure that we get solid support, I am going to put this thing up. Kitty, that's not for you. My cat is really sniffing around the tripod right now. In fact, that bumping was the cat telling me that the tripod was in his way. So this is going to rest on this, and there will be a solid foundation. We're going to lose a 1/2 inch on either side, but with the solid construction, with the construction of this hemness here, we're going to be okay. 2 of these will lift this all up by 6 inches. As I said, that's about the space that I need there to be. And since I only have the one, I I won't be installing that today, but we are going to be able to look at this monitor arm, not monitor arm, sit stand desk. So I am going to reposition our camera here, and we're going to open this box. This is a mounted accessory. I'm a big fan of mounted accessories. I have a double monitor arm in the other room that I put the monitors I rescued from my old place of employment. It has a interior box, but I am not going to deadlift this thing. This thing is 40 pounds as is. So I am going to slide it out, hopefully in camera. The kitty, of course, is still trying to do things. Be very helpful. Just lost my headset there. We got it back. That's just falling off my head, isn't it? Wow. So, funny story. When you shave off all your hair, you lose a lot of friction. And things that normally would stay on your head come loose all the time. All right, that's the bit that we needed there. I get a view of my ass. Everyone wants to see that. Wow, this box is pissing me off. All right, now we got this friction. It's very professional, I know, but these videos are not for children, so I could have cut this box open. I'd be done by now if I had. Okay, now I see how this is put together. We're gonna have a gay old time. All right. So there is the interior box. Already we're getting our money's worth. Plenty good workout getting this thing together here. Using my second favorite tool, we're going to cut loose this tape. And there are a few things that the video tells us that we need to do. One of which is read the instructions. There are going to be 4 surfaces for us to deal with, and we will do that. Carefully open the carton, remove contents, lay out on cardboard or other protective surface to avoid damage. We have such a surface right here in that we have floor mats. Alright, so this is the primary desk piece. See, I just popped that off. Primary desk piece. It's solid. It is a solid piece of wood. Now, what we need to do is check out exactly how solid that piece of wood is going to be and how it is going to set up here on the desk. So we'll just do a little placement. It passes the first test. It fits within those boundaries. Not a lot within those boundaries, but it does fit within them. Now there's going to be 6 inches popping us straight up. So this monitor will no longer be recessed. This monitor will hang out on this side of the desk surface, possibly a little bit further back. Because the monitor has an open ring base, I can get away with leaving, you probably can't see this where you are, so, oh yeah, you can see it. Leaving that cord ring on the other side there, and then we will slide back to here. All right, and this is the second thing that I wanted to confirm. So this is all going to be 6 inches up. Having this on that side of the monitor means that we can lift it up and out. We're going to be fine. When this is taller, when this is 6 inches taller, we can push this back a little bit and we'll have a little bit more room to work with. But for right now, that's what we're going to want. Because, hello, I'm putting together your desk. Ah! Static electricity, it's killing me! Ah! The static has me. All right. This is the monitor, not monitor, keyboard shelf. And as you can see right now, it is too big for what we have to do. The inches that we have back here are very important. They'll help us out with that. But once this is all together, this will fit under this a little bit. There'll be a little bit more room here. Lindsay, have plenty of place. Tight. You want to come closer? All right, well, that's a good plan. All right, there's one final piece of wood here. And this is, oh boy, this is heavy. This is the full base. I know, the static electricity is killing me. Y'all can't see it, but one of these just hanging off my ass like it's a tail. All right, so this is where everything will sit. The hardware will all screw into this, and that will screw into the bottom of this, and everything will lift. So those are the initial heavy wood pieces. They're all intact. I don't have to file a claim. I don't have to do anything crazy like that. I'm going to hit pause here while I rearrange things so that you can see me put the hardware together. Okay, I have removed all of the hardware from the box, and we're looking pretty good. I think this is going to go together in less than 20 minutes, which leaves me plenty of time to order a pizza, which is, our ultimate goal here is to eat food and not have to worry about this desk. This is a really good assembly. It's got a lot of stuff to it, and we've got the instructions here. We've also got a Gato. He's trying to poke his way in, but, we don't want that to happen just yet. The Gato needs to wait his turn. All right. So down here on the ground, where we belong, we are going to identify all of our parts. So here's our keyboard tray. Here's our lift assembly. Here is the piece of metal that attaches the keyboard tray to the desk surface. All the parts are here. Monitor platform A, base B, keyboard tray C, gas spring arm D, plate E. There is a foam wrist pad here. Lindsay has a wrist pad that she likes. This one is a little smaller. It fits on the shelf pretty well, and it's even got a couple non-stick pads. We've got Allen wrench, Allen key. We've got round pads to protect the desk surface. We have long pads to protect the desk surface. We have a giant Allen wrench, a couple of spacers, a bunch of washers. All right, we have all the parts we're going to need. So, connecting L plate to keyboard tray. This is fun. This is exciting. We should just need an Allen wrench for this. All right, here's the keyboard tray. Here is our L plate. It goes together like this. Those are big Allen screws. So, in fact, it is these guys right here. G. Bolt G, they're flared. All right, so screws go in there. Small wrench, not big wrench, goes in there. And that, I'll do one of these so you don't have to watch the whole thing. That was about 6 seconds of assembly there. So we'll skip ahead a couple minutes and you'll see how the rest of it fares. All right, that was fun and exciting. So through the magic of digital editing, you absolutely did not see me put the wrong screws in here. These are the right screws, so you didn't see that at all. And that was fun. But the next step in our instructions is to attach the monitor arm here to the gas spring arm as indicated here. Am I doing this right? I am not doing this right. Nope, I'm doing it right. I'm just doing it upside down. So, there we go. That's what we want to be doing. Yes, right there. All right, and we are using, there's a lever here. Right, so I'll pay close attention to this lever. This lever goes somewhere. It goes here, like that. Okay. Yeah, it goes like that. Is that right? No, it goes like that. It goes on this side. Yeah, that's how that goes. Because I'm working this direction from the other direction. Okay. Now there are 2 holes here. I'm going to put this on the lower hole. need a few. Is this right? Gosh darn it. It's really harshing my mellow which side this thing is supposed to be on. Now the picture says it's supposed to be on this side. Yes, there we go. Right, it makes much more sense. You know, this is great television. This is how I work. Okay. Well, that should be easy enough to put together. So why don't I do that? I only see... I see 4 L plate can be installed in 2 positions. Install in a low position for fitting the keyboard tray to the surface of the desktop directly. Yeah, we're going to install in the low position. We want this to sit on the keyboard. We want it to sit on the desk. We want as much space as is possible. L and M, which are washers and nuts. All right, washers and nuts. L and M. I got a tiny wrench, and we're going to do this thing. All right, that took a little longer than I thought it would, but we're in a good place. The next step, now that I've tightened all these teeny tiny screws, is to attach this thing to the desktop surface, which is the aforementioned desktop surface here. I want to say something before I get too deep into this. This has a really, really nice rubberized lacquer on it. Feeling this, I want to come in here and type on it. I really do. And we'll figure that out in another day. But we are now going to align the screw holes. All of these screw holes here. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. All of these screw holes here have designated spots on the thing. They are those holes on the bottom of the gas arm assembly right there. So we are going to, oh, that's too much. That's way too much. I lost my light. Oh, this ring light is finally running out of juice. That's hilarious. I bought this thing for use on video calls, and then it just doesn't work. Well, it does work, but it's a cheap piece of crap. And I essentially got exactly what I paid for. So, you know, I have much better lighting. So I am going to install this there, and we'll be right back. Well, that was fun. It didn't take very much time at all. I'm going to move the camera a tiny bit closer and reorient so that you can see exactly what we've done so far. We have attached this keyboard tray. We have a kitty. Kitties are very important. There are 3 kitties, but don't let that fool you. We are desk people and not kitty people. We have attached this keyboard tray. We have attached it in such a fashion that it will lie flat on the desk, at least. I hope I have. It's easy to misread all these things. I have used the 4 screws that totally do not fit in these holes down here to attach this gas arm to the place where the monitor actually sets. And I have hooked up this here lever. This lever, you push it to move the desk up and down like that. Isn't that awesome? There is an adjustment screw here to make sure that you've got the tension you want, but I'm not a small man, and that's not going anywhere. So we'll simulate being not a small man, pushing it down, and the next thing we need to do is attach the base, which looks a lot like this, as you may recall. So we are going to attach the base in such a fashion that the shiny side is up, which means that the finished side is down. And if we've done our calculations correct, it should fit exactly like that, and it does. So, if you notice that it's getting larger, it is getting much larger, and I'm beginning to have a few doubts about our plan, but not too many. We will persevere. We'll see this through, and we'll see this through in roughly a few seconds by your standards. By mine, it'll be a few minutes because I have to tighten things down and lift things, and things. So I will be back in just a minute. Remember, I am an idiot, and I do idiot things. Excellent news, everyone. I have run out of screws, which means that construction is complete. I still have 3 tools. Have tiny Allen wrench, big Allen wrench, and a hex wrench. I will need this to adjust tension on the monitor arm, but we won't have to do that today. Today, we are going to pick this bad boy up. We're going to put it on the desk. We're going to see how badly I am screwed for space. I do not believe we'll be screwed for space. I think we'll be just fine, and we're going to prove that hypothesis. All right, I will have to unplug the monitor. I did not think I would have to unplug the monitor, but I'm doing it now. Luckily, there is only a plug and an HDMI connection. I'll put this over here in the cat spot. Hopefully the cat will leave me alone for a minute. He has not been inclined to do so far today. Cables are a bit of a jumble right now because we've been switching back and forth between Lindsay's regular laptop and work laptop, but I think that problem is about to go away. We'll still be switching back and forth, but it won't be as much of a problem. So, behold the workspace. Now, I've mentioned already that back cavity is a real issue because it limits the space we've got. In the normal installation, or when this thing is lifted up, I'll have another inch or so of room at the back. But right now, we just have the basic desk, which actually seems to weigh more now that it's assembled than it did before. I mentioned also, this is fun, that there was a nice soft veneer on this unit, and that veneer would be a joy to type on. That veneer is not veneer, it is a plastic sheath. It is 100% plastic. All right, so we are looking pretty good right now. It being desk surface fits in there pretty well. I have plenty of room for cords and cabling, which is good because we have plenty of cords and cables. Okay. This bad boy is going back here. As mentioned, we're good there. And before I plug anything in, I'm going to use, making sure you can see. Yeah, you can see. I'm going to use this lever to pick it up because this is all the weight that's going to be on it right now. All right, so that's the back there. We're going to have to move it out a little bit. Not too much. That is full height. So to do full height, I had to move it out a couple inches. It's not awful. Plenty of room for cords, plenty of room for cables. I purposely got a monitor that did not go up and down because of the space we were putting it in. But we will have to adjust a tiny bit. For the webcam. Well, Microsoft Live Cam. We have better webcams in the house. We're not using them right now. That's definitely going to be a problem, isn't it? So I'm going to remove this grommet. Oh, can I remove that grommet? I cannot remove that grommet. I can put it like that, though. Let's try this again. Up and down. This is fully down. That is fully up. Because of the height and the hutch, we will have to be a little closer for a few days than perhaps we want to be, but we can use it, and that's what's important. Yeah, we'll have another 4 inches of space. Always with that. Okay. So, yeah, we'll be a little closer, but it's not a deal breaker. It means that Lindsay can use this starting immediately. This, of course, is a problem that I always have when typing on monitor arms, in that they are not set up for actual typing. You know, here we'll be typing like this. The monitor's over here. This bad boy, because you have to have some amount of room to do your mousing. This will be clackety clack. So let's assume that Lindsay can type like this. I have to buy another keyboard. Oh no, more keyboards. It so happens that I have a clip-on mouse pad that I could put here, and she could mouse over in this direction. It would mean that this down here would be a bit... I almost stepped on my knife right there. That would be bad. So we're good. That looks okay. We have an idea of how things are going to go. It's easy up and down. It means she sits back a little bit further than she would normally sit back, but that's okay. This is just for a week or two. This goes up and down a lot easier than mine does, let me tell you. Because I have one big monitor on mine, but it's very wide desk surface, and I have a lot of stuff going on. I keep my keyboard in a separate space. It goes up and down very easy. You don't do it from here, you do it from here. All right, so Lindsay does not like to be on video, and she doesn't have to be, but for now, I believe I have successfully installed this standing desk riser. We're able to salvage a lot of her current functionality. She'll simply move the monitor back and forth when she goes sit to stand. That'll be about a week and a half, that's all. So, I think the Temple of Technology was well served by my attentions today. I hope you all have a great day, and great rest of your day, and we will talk to you soon. This is the Idiot with a Microphone, signing off.